Hey, Princella, it's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I am doing well. Thank you so much, Elijah, for having me on the show today.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. And thank you too so much for being here. You see, I truly appreciate it. And you see, Princella, oftentimes I love to thank my guest for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, I want to say thank you so very much for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now, Princella, because you invested in yourself. And oftentimes, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, some months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, there was this tall, unattractive mango tree. And I use the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, Princella, just recently I was on that same road. And this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree. You see, the mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance. And immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did, and it wowed me. Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches, and not just mangoes now, but ripe mangoes. It was such a beautiful moment that day. I was so excited. Here's my point.
hmm
The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Princella that you are today, that alone has made it pretty impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you see you got the request from me to be on the show, because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing. Your philosophies, your insights, your work, and the impact it is having. It's amazing. And just before you got the request from me, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from these beautiful things that Prince Seller is doing, not only me now, but even the audience. And here we are today with the amazing Prince Seller. So I want to say thank you so very much for investing in yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thank you so much.
I am so happy to be here, Elijah. I wake up talking about my families. It's almost like all things seniors. I go to bed with them and I wake up with them in the morning. I tell you, this is truly a God given gift, if I may add, and something that He has given me a passion to talk about the subject because most of the people really aren't concerned about the elderly or the seniors, but they are a very important part of the universe. They really are, and they matter.
Yeah, that's so true. Beautiful. So let's get started. You see, I'm quite excited to have you on the show today for two reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information, and not just knowledge now, but the application of it. And you see, Prince
hmm
Eller, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very, very important to me and even to the amazing listeners. And that's the second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Priscilla on the show for the sake of the listeners. Now, you see, we live in a world where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got lots of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, eye-opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, Princella, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or professional journey, because right now we are just so curious. We want to know how Princella got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Princella, over to you.
Okay, so I am Princella Seymour, Lewis Seymour, and my background is social work. I have a master's degree in social work. I got started in this journey, I would say, as a little girl, Elijah. The truth be told, I started taking care of the seniors from the time I was probably 10 years old. Now, I'll tell you why I say that. In the community, we were a village. back in the 70s and the 80s. We were a village, so you had your neighbors. All the neighbors knew each other. All the neighbors looked out for each other. So I was that little girl that would run the little errands and wash the dishes for them, not knowing that 30 years later, I'd still be caring for seniors. Okay. So I started out as a certified nurse's assistant. Believe it or not, when I graduated high school, there was an older woman says, "Oh, come get a job with me." I was still trying to figure out what it is that I wanted to be when I grow up. 19, nobody really knows. You're just trying to figure it out. But one thing that was innate and inevitable is that I had a genuine love for seniors and families. That was just something obviously I was born with. So after working for maybe 2 years as a certified nurse's assistant, we call them CNAs now, I decided to go to school to become a nurse. And I enjoyed the caregiving, the one-on-one caregiving, and life happened. I became a caregiver really, really fast. My mom was critically ill. She was diagnosed with breast cancer, and God rest her soul, she did not make it. But
So sorry.
I was sorry.
I said so sorry.
Yeah, I became a caregiver in my 20s. I was happy to do it. I was sad and all at the same time, but not knowing that this was my journey. And again, she was diagnosed with cancer. The job that I had as a nurse or working in an insurance company was coming to a close. And the last week of my mom's life, I was offered a job in a nursing home. And I told her about it. I said, "Mom, I've got this job, this opportunity. I've never been in a nursing home a day in my life." And my mom's a young woman. She's in her 50s. And I was faced with the decision that if she were to survive, we'd have to place her in a nursing home. So the timing was just so apropos. I took the job. And Elijah, in 1 week, my mom was deceased. The following week, the clients, or we call them residents, the family members in my office, their parents was 80 and 90 years old. I could have easily been jealous and upset and mad, but you know what? I took my energy and I transferred it to them. And I remember walking down a hallway one day saying, "I think I found my niche." And then I pursued another degree. I decided to get my bachelor's degree in social work with a specialty in geriatrics and seniors. And after I finished that degree, I felt better. So I pursued a master's degree. And so from there, having worked in a facility for 15 years, I realized in the community, there were no liaisons or no advocates. A lot of times my families would come back to me and say, "I don't know what to do. I'm getting on the plane and who's going to check on mom and make sure things are in place. And, I have a lot of questions. This is all new to me." And I just held my nose and jumped back in 2008 and started a company, a consulting firm. And here it is today. Now I want to become that voice to help bring that peace of mind, decrease the anxiety, because most of us, it's an acute situation. It happens right away. Nobody plans on that journey of aging. We'll have the finances together. We'll have our attorney in place. But what happens when mom fractures her hip and it changes her life pretty much forever? So most of the time, that's the turn of the events. And most people are left with what to do, how to navigate. What should I expect? I'm facing a discharge today. She's going home, or now they're saying she can't live at home. Can you tell me what I can do? I didn't think about it. And that's where I come in. And that's my true passion, is to help bring peace of mind, clarity to the families, and not only the families, the actual client, because the client matters as well in the process, in the decision-making process. They are actually number one. So that's actually what led me into the journey. And I've been on it for 30 years now, Elijah. 30 years experience working in the geriatric pool.
Wow, beautiful story. You see, it was as though you shouldn't stop talking. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's a beautiful one. Okay,
I can go on because I love it. I can
I
go
can
on. So
tell. I tell you, it's beautiful to see how passionate you are about what you do. I love that. Was that what inspired you to start Complete Elder Solutions?
so you went out for a minute. I only
Okay.
heard
Yeah, I
The
said,
other solutions. I didn't hear the question.
yeah, I said, was that what inspired you to start Complete Elder Solutions?
Yes, yes, Elijah. Yeah, I needed
Mm,
to come out into the community because I realized working in the nursing homes, it was only so much. My roles would stop as a social worker for accountability reasons and purposes. They couldn't hire me because it would be a conflict of interest. And actually, I didn't start really thinking of it as a job. I just decided to educate, and it just blossomed from there. So I knew I was in the right direction.
direction. Got it. That's a beautiful one. Okay, so what is a common challenge families face with elder care?
I'm glad you asked. The most common problem I see, Elijah, believe it or not, is communication. It has to start before aging. It has to start before crisis. Okay. And why do I say that? Because when the moment happens or it occurs, you only have hours or days to make decisions. And oftentimes, the families are living in distance areas. They're not close. They're in different states. And so they really don't know the wishes and the desires of their family members or their mom. It's mom. So we really never had that conversation. So when you're trying to make a decision in an acute, stressful decision, a situation, oftentimes that communication has not been had amongst the family members or the children. Or sometimes mom may say, well, I got an idea, but she never disclosed it to Elijah, never told her what her wishes were. So now you're trying to figure out what's going to be best for mom. So that's a challenge when you're trying to figure it out when you're in crisis mode.
I got that. I got that. Okay, I'm still a bit curious. Can you share like a success story from your work? Do you
A
have any?
success story?
Yeah,
Oh, I have many of them. When the phone ring, Elijah, the greatest pleasure that I have is, where has this company been all my life? I was so worried. I didn't understand exactly what the case manager was saying or what the physician was saying. I didn't understand the benefits I was entitled to, or my mom. I didn't know where to start. But when I spoke to you, most of the time, and the goal is to decrease that anxiety by 50%. So once they're on the phone with myself or one of our coaches, immediately you should have a fresher breath there. You should say, now I've got someone that can guide me. Okay. And most of the time, that's exactly what happened. So my success, I have clients like ourselves. We're in our careers, and I'm thinking there's one particular person in mind. In her career, very young woman, huge opportunity to travel the world as a top pharmacist. She had to make a decision between taking that job or hiring someone or in a company like ourselves to go and visit mom. We call them self checks. So we don't do one-on-one care, but self checks. I put her in a nursing home because her mom was found in a fetal position. The referral came from the state of Florida. She was in a fetal position. She flew in. I placed her into a nursing home and told her, we'll do self checks. So that means while you travel, we will consent to orders. So basically, she gave us authority to consent to orders and become a team. We were a team with her. So she traveled in the country, out of the country. We stabilized her mom. Her mom was a client of ours for 12 years. So she came in and we also eulogized her. Okay. So she was able to enjoy her career. Her mom received the best quality of care in a very, very good nursing home. Though you hear a lot of dooming stories about nursing home and assisted livings, I beg to differ. Her mom had a very, very wonderful experience. And so while I was able to do my job and allow her to do her job, she was extremely thankful for the opportunity that we afforded her to travel and to fulfill her dreams. And so I think in myself, the reward was giving her that peace of mind and being there. Actually, I was there the day that she took her last breath.
beautiful. I love that. That's a great one, you know. That's a beautiful one. She got the chance to go do whatever it is that she want to do, and her mom's being attended to. I love that. Okay, so
Her
what,
mom was being attended to, and so was she,
and
because we
so is
were her
she.
rapport. We were her
Hmm,
rapport as well. Hmm.
beautiful. So what changes are you seeing in elder care today?
What changes am I seeing now?
Yeah,
Right now, there's a lot of dynamics. One, I can say the benefits. Benefits are changing somewhat. We're receiving a lot of phone calls about the benefits that their family members are actually entitled to, and that varies in every state. Okay, financially, we're being challenged with that, and now um, it's actually happening on a positive note, Elijah, because I now see many of our families are becoming a village again. They're becoming more involved with the care. They are now reaching out to professionals to make sure. Whereas one time it was kind of a closed communication, kind of closed subject, something you really didn't talk about a lot. A lot of times families didn't bring in professionals. Now they're starting to see the value on all the different options that are available to them. And of course, the benefits. But I'm seeing a village now, which is wonderful, where siblings are coming together and they're saying, "Hey, let's find out what's best for mom. Let's do what is best for mom." Now, so amidst of all of the changes that are going on, I'm seeing some very positive things that are going on as well in terms of the need for a professional, because 10 years ago you never heard of a geriatric case manager for the most part, right? It's very nichey, and most people still don't know what a geriatric case manager. That's why I'm here, shedding light to America, shedding light to the world to say, hey, there is help. And now people are respecting the professional help. And the people are receiving more quality care, I would say, as a result.
as a result, got that. Beautiful. Well, all I can say is thank you so very much for all that you're doing. It's amazing. I tell you, it's amazing.
Thank you,
Okay, we
Elijah.
have one more to go. Yeah. So, how
Okay.
should we address mental health in older adults?
How would I address mental health?
Yeah,
That's a very good question. That's a good question, Elijah, because a lot of times mental health sometimes is confused with end stage dementia and Alzheimer's. So sometimes you may see it come out more in stage. So I'll give you an example. Lewy body. That's a diagnosis that's connected typically with dementia. The cranial, the brain area is not connecting and it's not responding. So the behavior is pretty strange. It's pretty different. The behavior can be um, abusive, verbally abusive, physical abusive, okay, depression. So a lot of times we confuse the depression in elder adults with sometimes with mental. And then there are some seniors actually do suffer from different mental health diagnoses and things like that that we have to address, but they can be so easily combined, okay, or confused with end stage dementia and Alzheimer's. Okay. And so there are many ways that we can address it. One, a psychiatric evaluation. We all want to tie in the medications and see what's going on with them, and matching and pairing in the right medication. And a lot of times we'll bring psychotherapists along the bedside, okay, so that they can talk about it. And sometimes, again, sometimes they come back, that diagnosis will appear in older adults later on in life. And again, they are stemmed with some of the actual behaviors that I just mentioned, or you'll see a lot of it developing out of when they're in Alzheimer's stage. And so you're confused. You're going like, oh my God, I can't manage her. I can't handle her. This is going on. Or sometimes the sundowners diagnosis. Many people are not familiar with the sundowners diagnosis, and that's when the behaviors are worsened in the evening time. So you'll find mom or dad pretty calm during the day; they're manageable, and right around 6 o'clock, that's the sundowners. I mean, they are doing things that you'll say, "What happened?" Those are diagnoses. Those are things that we can do that are manageable, of course, with the right professional help and care.
I never knew that. Thank you for sharing that. So, to bring this to an end, Marcella, I would like to leave the audience with like a final thought. And to those folks who would like to learn more about everything we've discussed, join your programs, or even ask questions, how can that be possible?
It is possible, Elijah. They can follow me, of course, on all the platforms, all the social media platforms. Complete Elder Solutions on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Please, please, please go to our website, completeeldersolutions.com. You can become a member. I've got a downloadable guide, Caregiver 101, absolutely free for Elijah's platform. Those that are listening, you can become a member. Would encourage everyone to become a member for as little as $299 for the year. Now, what that would do, Elijah, is that would give them direct access to ask questions, help navigate, become that map. So all of our staff are master's degrees. We all have master's degrees. We have 10 years or more experience. So we're able and we're ready to help bring that peace of mind. Okay. The question that you have, you don't have to have a question. Some answers. If we can't get the answers, we'll definitely make sure we direct you in the right direction. So again, completeeldersolutions.com on all of the all the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can call the office. Also, we're waiting to hear from you. I might even pick up the phone and answer. answer. I may pick up the phone and answer. And so that's a toll-free number, 833-404-8960. And we'll be happy to help you. The questions that you may have. And remember, no question is a dumb question. Feel free to give us a call.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that. I've got a clap for you. So that's going to be the end of the show, Priscilla. Thank you so very much for coming, and thank you for sharing this high-opening stuff with us. It means a whole lot. Thank you.
You're welcome, Elijah. Thank you so much for having me anytime. Okay.